Namaste children, welcome back to 9th English class. Last week you had been busy with your assignments. Second last week we learned Unit 5 Prose, Water the Elixir of Life, first part. What are the things we have learned in the first part? Can you say who is the author of the lesson? Water the Elixir of the Life is written by Sir C.V. Raman. In the first part of the essay, C.V. Raman talks poetically about the beauty of water, water trickling down the rocks or water collected in small ponds that quench the thirst of passing cattle, which is beautiful sight. Then one of the most remarkable facts about the water is that it carries slit to far off places where it is finally deposited, and the flow of water had undoubtedly played a great part in geological process. Rapidly flowing water carries away the rich top layer of the soil. What it is called, can you say? Yes, soil erosion. Up to that we learned how we can prevent. Today we are going to learn how we can prevent this soil erosion. Last class we learned what is the main cause of the soil erosion. This class we are going to learn how we can prevent soil erosion. What are the steps we can take to preserve our environment? Okay children, page number 119, the last paragraph. The menace which soil erosion presents to the continuance of successful agriculture is an alarming one in the part of India, calling urgently for attention and preventive action. The menace means threat, achuruttal. The menace which soil erosion presents to the continuance of successful agriculture is an alarming one in many parts of India. This soil erosion is an alarming threat to different parts of India, calling urgently for attention and preventive action. We want to take preventive action to soil erosion. So it is a menace, it is a threat, because the topsoil will taken away. So it is a continuance of successful agriculture. According to Mahatma Gandhiji, agriculture is the backbone of India. Agriculture only make Indian people to live comfortable life. See, because of the soil erosion, what will happen? It will affect the agriculture. So we want to take preventive action. We want to take more attention towards the terracing of land. What are the preventive measures we can take to prevent soil erosion? That is that terracing of land, construction of bunds. These are the preventive measures we want to take. Terracing of the land. We want to make terrace of the land. Likewise, construction of bund. We want to construct bund to check the flow of water. Why we are making the bunds? To check the flow of water, or check dams. We want to make check dams, because by making check dams we can control the flow of the water. The practice of contour cultivation and planting of appropriate types of vegetation are amongst measures that have been suggested. What are the steps we want to prevent the soil erosion? First one is terracing of land, then construction of bunds or check dams, practice of contour cultivation, and planting of appropriate types of vegetation. Appropriate types of vegetation plants we want to plant. These are the some steps we want to take to prevent soil erosion. It is obvious. Obvious means very clear. it is obvious that the aim should be to check the flow of water at the earliest possible stage before it has acquired any appreciable momentum and correspondingly large destructive power. First itself we want to identify check the flow of water in the earliest possible stage before it has acquired any appreciable momentum and correspondingly large destructive. Before getting the destructive power, first flow is very slow only. That time we want to identify the destructive power of water. What are the steps we want to take for soil erosion? Can you say what are the steps we want to take to prevent soil erosion? We want to do terrace farming, build check dams, then contour cultivation and planting appropriate type of vegetation. And first itself we want to find out the destructive power of water. Okay, come to next paragraph. Water is the basis of all life. Every animal or plant contains a substantial proportion of free or combined water in its body. And no kind of physiological activity is possible in which the fluid does not play an essential part. Water is, of course, necessary for animal life, while moisture in the soil is equally imperative for the life and growth of plants and trees, though the quantity necessary varies enormously with the species. The conservation and the utilization of water is thus fundamental for human welfare. Apart from artesian water, the ultimate source in all cases is rain or snowfall. Much of Indian agriculture depends on seasonal rainfall and is therefore very sensitive to any failure or irregularity of the same. The problem of soil erosion and of inadequate or irregular rainfall are closely connected with each other. It is clear that adoption of techniques preventing soil erosion would also help to conserve and keep the water where it is wanted. In other words, on and in the soil, and such techniques therefore serve a double purpose. See, we want to prevent soil erosion. This paragraph, how water is essential, how it is works as the real elixir of the life, the author is saying. Water is the basics of all life. All of we know, without water we can't live. So, water is the basis of all life, not only for us. Animals, plants, everybody needs water. Every animal or plant contains a substantial proportion of free or combined water in its body. In our body also water content is there, and no kind of physiological activity is possible in which the fluid does not play an essential part. Without water we can't live. Without water any kinds of physiological activities is impossible. Water is of course necessary for animal life, while moisture in the soil is equally imperative for the life and growth of plants. Human need water, at the same time animals also needs water, plants also need water. That only told here. Water is of course necessary for animal life, it is needed for animal life, while moisture in the soil is equally imperative for the growth of plants and trees. While see, those who have garden, you can understand, if you didn't pour water for the plants, what will happen? It will wither. So, substantial level of moisture is needed for the growth of plants and trees, though the quantity necessary varies enormously with the species. Species to species it will change, but every species need water. The conservation and the utilization of water is thus fundamental for human welfare. So this is very, very important. We should conserve, protect, preserve, conserve, and utilization of water is thus fundamental for human welfare. The preservation of water is fundamental for human welfare. Can you say some preventive measures to preserve water? See, how many of you are bathing in your shower? How many of you are taking shower bath? Yes, most of you are taking shower bath. Instead of taking shower bath, you can take water in the bucket and you bath. You can reduce the amount of water. As students, you can do these things to preserve water. Apart from artesian water, the ultimate source of all cases in the rain or snowfall. The ultimate source of water, that is the rainwater as well as the snowfall. Where is the snow is coming from the Himalayas? Snow is melting and we are getting water in Himalayan rivers. Much of Indian agriculture depends on seasonal rainfall. See, if we didn't get rain, what will happen in Tamil Nadu? No agriculture is possible. All the land are dried and drought will come. We can't cultivate properly. So much of the Indian agriculture depends on seasonal rainfall. We are depending seasonal rainfall for water and is therefore very sensitive to any failure or irregularity of the same. If rain fails, what will happen? We can't do plantation, we can't do cultivate. Irregularity, sometimes rain is rare, we can't do proper agriculture. The problem of soil erosion and of inadequate, the soil erosion is one of the tremendous threat to our agriculture, as well as the inadequate. Adequate means sufficient, inadequate, insufficient, opposite. Adequate, inadequate, or irregular, likewise regular, irregular. Irregular rainfall are closely connected with each other. This soil erosion, yes, inadequate rain, irregular rain, these things are closely related. It is clear that the adoption of techniques preventing soil erosion would also help to conserve and keep the water where it is. So, we want to adopt some technique. We want to follow some techniques to prevent soil erosion. Already told what are the steps we want to take to prevent soil erosion. What are the steps we want to take? Can you say? Terrace farming, construction of check dams, contour cultivation, planting of appropriate types of vegetation. Okay. Now we want to take adopt some techniques for preventing soil erosion, would also help to conserve and keep the water. So it will help you to keep the water where it is wanted. In other words, on and in the soil, the such technique therefore serve double purpose. So if you follow these techniques, it will be useful and it will serve double purpose. It is evident, however, that in a country having only seasonal rainfall, an immense quantity of rainwater must necessarily run off the ground. It is evident means it is clear, however, that in a country having only seasonal rainfall, yes, main sources of water is seasonal rainfall and snowfall. We told that India is a country which depends on seasonal rainfall. So it is immense quantity of rainwater must necessarily run off the ground. After rain, what will happen? Sometimes heavy downpour is there. All the water run away to the ground. The collection and utilization of this water is therefore of vital importance. So, according to Sir C.V. Raman, the collection and utilization of this water, there is no water, every time we are saying water scarcity. But we want to take preventive measures to collect rainwater and utilize this water for future purpose. That is vital, very, very important. Can you say to preserve water, rainwater? Rainwater harvesting. We can make in every house rainwater harvesting. Much of it flows down into the streams and rivers. Unfortunately, most of us have no plan to preserve that water. As a result, all the water flows into streams and rivers. All the rainwater, it is spoiled because it is going to streams and rivers and ultimately finds its way to the sea. The rainwater goes to rain and streams and rivers. Finally, it will reach to sea, ocean. Incredibly large quantities of the precious fluid are thus lost to the country. This is an asset. Water is an asset really. It is a precious asset, precious fluid. It is lost into the country because the rainwater is flowing into streams and rivers and finally it reaches the sea. The harnessing of our rivers, the waters of which now mostly run to waste, is a great national problem which must be considered and dealt with on national lines. Here, so C.V. Raman is saying this is a national problem. So, we want to take importance for harnessing of rivers, integrating the rivers, and as well as we want to preserve this wastewater. After the rainwater, it will be go to sea. That we want to prevent. It is a great national problem because India depends on agriculture only. For agriculture, we need water. We are depending seasonal rain. So, for water, that is the source of water. So, we want to preserve this water and make it at national level. Vast areas of land which at present are mere scrub jungle could be turned into fertile and prosperous country by courageous and well-planned action. The scrub forest, it is turned into fertile and prosperous country by courageous and well-planned action. Closely connected with the conservation of water supplies is the problem of afforestation. First, so C.V. Raman talk about the real elixir of life, that is water. Then the beauty of the water. Then he told about soil erosion. Now he is saying closely connected with the conservation of water supplies is the problem of afforestation. Mainly we are depending on rain. For getting rain, we want to do afforestation. What is afforestation? Planting of the trees. What is the opposite for afforestation? Deforestation. The systematic planting of suitable trees in every possible or even in impossible areas and the development of what one can call civilized forest. That is civilized forest. We want to plant more trees. As distinguished from wild and ultimate jungle is one of the most urgent needs. So, that is the most urgent needs of India. So, my dear children, you can do one thing. You can, on your birthdays, you can plant a tree. If you have no own land, you can donate trees to some organization, or you can donate the saplings to school, and you can plant. Each and every birthday, you can plant one sapling, and thereby you can make the part of this chain. Afforestation we can do. As a future citizen, it is our duty to protect our environment. For protect our environment, we need water, For that rain we need, for that afforestation is very essential for us. So we want to make civilized forest as distinguished from wild and untamed jungle is one of the most urgent needs of India. Such plantation would directly and indirectly prove a source of untold wealth to the. It is a wealth to our nation. It is an asset to our nation. They would check soil erosion and conserve the rainfall of the country from flowing away to waste and would provide the necessary supplies of the cheap fuel and thus render unnecessary the wasteful conservation of farmyard manure into the form of fuel. They would check soil erosion. If we make plantation, or forest, it will check soil, it will prevent soil erosion and conserve the rainfall, it will protect the rainfall, increase the rainfall, and it will prevent the flowing away of the waste and would provide the necessary supplies of cheap fuel and thus render unnecessary wasteful conversion of farmyard manure into form of fuel. Okay. The measures necessary to control the movement of water and conserve the supplies of it can also serve subsidiary purpose of value to the life of the countryside. The measure necessary to control the movement of water and conserve the supplies of it can also serve subsidiary purpose of value to the life of the countryside. The village life, it is very necessary to control the movement of water as well as conserve the supplies. Okay, by far the cheapest form of internal transport in a country is by boats and barges through canals and rivers. C.V. Raman is saying the cheapest means of transport. Can you say what is the cheapest means of transport? Yes, water transport is the cheapest means of transport. Here, cheapest form of internal transport in a country is by boats and barges. Barges means long boats carrying freights. Flat bottomed long boats are called barges through canals and rivers. We hear much about programs of rails and road construction. We have lot of plans about rails, road construction, but far too little about the development of the internal waterways in India. But we are not taking more importance to take care of the internal waterways. Then again, the harnessing of water supplies usually also makes possible the development of the hydroelectric power. If you harness or integrate the rivers, it will help you to make electricity through hydroelectric power. From water we make electricity, that is called hydroelectric power. Can you say, children? Hydrophobia. What is meant by hydrophobia? Phobia means fear. Hydrophobia means fear of water. Here hydroelectric power means electricity from water. If we harness, if we integrate the rivers of India, that program also we can do. The availability of electric power would make the tremendous difference to the life of the countryside. It will make great change in the village life and enable rural economy to improve in various directions. It will help the village people. In one sense, water is the commonest of liquid. In concluding session, in the first introduction section, he told water is the real elixir of the life. Here concluding session also he is enormously appreciating the water. In one sense, water is the commonest of it is the commonest liquid. In another sense, it is the most uncommonest of liquids with amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animals and plant life. Okay, water is the basic need of human, animals and plants. So, it is the most uncommonest liquid, as well as he is saying it is the uncommonest of amazing properties, because it is unique, because it is maintaining all the life, animals, humans and plant life. The investigation of the nature and the properties of water is therefore of the highest scientific interest. So, the research made on the water is a great scientific interest and is far from exhausted field of research. It is a great research, the investigation of the nature and the property. In chemistry you have one lesson is there about water. Okay children, it is a nice lesson. Here one fact is there. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Can you say what it is? It is the world's largest collection of floating trash. The worst materials we are throwing here and there, plastic things, after rain it will flow into the rivers, and by rivers it is go to sea. So, this Pacific garbage is the world's largest collection of floating trash, waste material floating on the water. It is in the Pacific. Why its name called? It is in the Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and California. It is often described as larger than, it is larger than Texas. Approximately 7 million tons of plastic. See, approximately 7 million tons of plastic and other debris up to 9 feet deep are floating. 7 million waste plastic things are floating there. By estimation, 80% of the plastic originate from land. This waste plastic, it is coming from land only. We are responsible for that. We are throwing away. By 80% of the plastics are originate from the land, floating in rivers to the ocean. It is we are throwing here and there. After the rain, it will reach the rivers. Then it will come to ocean, and remaining 20% of the plastic originate from oil platforms and ships. Then oil platforms and ships, they are disposing this plastic, 20%. These trash piles are the biggest threat to the sea animals. This wastage bin, what wastage bin? Not only in the earth, in the ocean also, that Great Pacific Garbage Patch, it is a threat, menace to sea animals. Okay children, you should go through this lesson. This is an interesting essay about elixir of life. Okay, thank you children.